spin. Let's go. I'm about to take you on a ride.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
I was just seeing how long I could do that. Top of the morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Tis a fine morning. How's everybody doing? I hope you've been enjoying this nice weather, getting stuff done. Yeah, we ain't had a winter yet, ladies and gentlemen. Please believe it. So take advantage of the sun shining while it's not raining. I've been doing that. Probably not as much as I should be. Anyways, hope all is well with y'all. Let's see here. We got a lot of things going on in life and in town. But mainly, I'm hearing a lot of bullshit. You know, I'm seeing more bullshit than I'm seeing good shit. Maybe I ain't focused enough on the good shit. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's where we put our focus. Now, things are going to go on no matter what. Like, you know, certain things are going to still keep going on whether you're voting against them or for them, you know. Yes, people can have an impact and a say and change things and try to change things. But basically what I'm getting at is, all the arguing or just the quarreling or the fighting or the arguing or the bullshit, There's a lot of bullshit going on. Yes. A lot of bullshit. And I mean, when I say bullshit, I mean some of the stuff I can't wrap my brain around. Like, I feel sorry for the children out there. Like, my daughter's a thinker, and you know how children think. It's like they're pure, they're innocent, they have a fresh brain of, And I remember having that brain when I was younger, before the world, proves to be, well, anyways, let me stay focused and on course. It's like you gotta put your focus on what's important, like, I don't know, just too much arguing going on, I guess, too much bickering, and there's a lot of shitty things going on, but like, I don't know, man, it's getting crazy out here. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around the stuff I'm seeing, which I guess is just more distraction, more devastating distraction to throw you off course and your focus. It's like just when we start to get focused on our life or dreams or goals or like a positive thing or something, boom, something horrible happens in society or the world or in your life, and then there goes your focus. For example, when I first started this podcast, I've had a lot of friends starting to do things, starting to put things together, still are, some still are, and a lot of people are starting to take off with dreams and goals, and then things start happening, and then they just slow down, or some people want to give up, stop trying, or, this ain't working, or this ain't cutting it, or I don't know about this, or back to work, just stressed out. A lot of people stressed out financially over money. Tell me about it, man. Y'all be talking to me about that shit. You're preaching to the choir. Nah, I've been there. I've had money, and then I've not had money. I've been on both sides of the fence. So I think right now I'm learning a lot of respect for money because, I used to have a lot of money, and I guess I blew it all, or I didn't do wise with it, invest it, save some, and now here I am. Well, when you have a property or mortgage or family and kids, that will suck all money from you. I mean, it's never ending. Like, you could be making money and it wouldn't matter. You wouldn't. So, like, money's a bitch, y'all. Some of y'all that have it don't have our problem. Stay out of this conversation, because you just stay out of this conversation. You can listen, but sit in the corner, because those of you that are struggling financially, wow, it's getting hard. It's more than just stressful. It's more than, and I'm talking about people that are not lazy, people that are hardworking or go out of their way, work 2 jobs, and still cannot make ends meet. It's disgusting, how expensive things are, just like the taxes. All right, so this morning I'm looking at stuff and I'm seeing the whole thing about the taxes, and it's a joke. Fuck taxes. They take way too much taxes, and just don't even get me started, because then the more we focus on all this shit, it's like we're not focusing on, how our job or our task or our dream or whatever it is, that if we just keep pushing through, maybe we can make it, maybe you make it, and maybe things get better financially. But there's just so much chaos and so much shitty things going on. Money is such a bitch. Everything costs so much, and you don't make shit. Everything costs like $1 million, and you only get paid $1,000. And it's like, anyways. And then there's the whole thing of, get up off your ass and go get it. Wake up. Don't be lazy. Go hard. Go the extra mile. Survival. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is getting very hard. And, just hang in there. And you really got to focus. So, like, it's already a chaotic life and world, right? And then there's the chaos outside and around you. You really got to buckle down and focus in a lot more these days. You got to be very careful about who you surround yourself with, what you do with your time, what you spend your money on, et cetera, et cetera. Be smart, be safe, be conservative, don't waste stuff. And learn from things. Learn from things like, last week you ran out of food, or you ran out of this and that. So this week, don't go and spend money on that stupid shit that you didn't need. You know what I mean? Just, budgeting. There we go. Budgeting is important. Sleep, all the things that you do with your time. Make sure that you go to bed so that you're up early for work, or so that you can wake up earlier if you're in another struggle, or you got to catch a bus or something like that. I don't know. It's a rough life we live, ladies and gentlemen, and you got to hang in there, keep your head up, stay focused, and hold on and be strong, and keep going. And there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I pray for you to get there. Just keep going. Keep going, ladies and gentlemen. You're doing good. If you're listening to me at work, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just keep your head up and keep doing good. We do slip. We do fall. We do stumble. Get back up. It's okay. It's a new day. Yesterday sucked. Last night sucked. Like I battled these demons, to the point where, I was I just couldn't wait till today. Today's Thursday. And so I just took one of my kids' melatonin gummy things. Like, fuck this. I just wanted to go to bed and get over with that yesterday. So today's a new day, And I do feel better today. I have a lot of stress and worries and fears, and I'm overwhelmed and yada, yada, yada. But practice what I preach, right? Like, let's focus. I got my coffee right here. I'm gonna send out a little positive message to y'all. I got another guest today. I got some more work to do. I got some packing to do. I just got a lot to do. Not a lot of help. And money, everything's due, everything's owed, or just everything, is money around me. Not everything, though. Ladies and gentlemen, there's still taking that peaceful walk or clearing your head. Not everything is money, But anyhow, just keep focused on those dreams or those goals. And I have a lot of cool ideas, goals, and dreams that I'm ready to activate, but I'm at a standstill. I have something blocking me and waiting that I'm waiting on, and I just can't wait for it to be done and over with so I can get past all of it, because then I can start to focus on all these things that I need to attend to and focus on, other than focusing on the chaotic world around me. And what do I need to do to get out of the situation I'm in? I got my notebooks, I got my notes, I got my journaling, I got my people that I surround myself with, Project Heart. I'm building a new circle. I noticed that, and this isn't a jab, nobody, I'll always love my people, but I'm building a new circle. Like, I can't hang out with chickens and sit in ducks, And you hang out with 9 chickens, you're going to be the 10th one. And, I just gotta fly higher. I can't be grounded like this. I'm meant for flight. I want to see more. So, I'm just fixing up my wings and trying to stay healthy. And another thing out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you're struggling, it doesn't make it better when you drink or use drugs. It's never gonna get better when you have to go and resort to drinking or using to make yourself feel better. It's only gonna make it 100 times worse and you're just gonna dig yourself a deeper hole. So, for example, just budgeting or whatever, reserve what you got for what's most important. Don't spend your money on things you don't need or plastic materialistic shit you don't need. That's just a waste of money. Be smart, stay focused, pay attention, try, and I just gotta really say this, okay, so I hope this makes sense to you guys, because I'm gonna use a certain example that just happened to me the other day. So recently, I've been volunteering in my daughter's classroom with the teacher and the kids, and it's amazing. It's super cool. But there's this one kid in the classroom that is, let's just say, they're all so great, such good kids. One kid in the classroom, he's a little stubborn, let's just say. He doesn't participate until he's ready. Maybe it's warming up in the morning time, whatnot. But I got to observe and watch and learn and get to know all the kids. And he's a toughie. He's nope, and the teachers give him a little space, and he has his own little thing or whatever and way of doing things. Anyhow, inside of my head, my thought process, my thinking with this kid, I looked at him and I did not, in my head, I didn't go, oh, this little shit, or nothing like that. The old me or whatever been like, all right, I know how, all right, I see how this, but no, I just looked at the kid. I was observing them all with love, like, all right, all right, all right. And I had already dealt with this other kid who had totally dissed my 49er team, and I'll get to that later, but this kid's just like, you know, but in my head, that integrity, that like doing something right when no one's looking, like, so anyways, I just kind of like looked at him and I like, and he was observing the class the whole, he says, this kid is smart. He's going to be somebody one day. So like this little small time first grader stuff to him, you could tell he's advanced in his head and he's just like, I don't know, I ain't doing that or whatever, but he's a good kid. And so we walk to this art class or whatnot. And, I just noticed that he was observing me, but he wasn't going to listen to me or the teacher for a while. And I said, all right, that's fine, buddy, or whatever. And I gave him his space or whatever. But in my head, I felt like he could hear my thoughts. It was weird. Anyways, so I was just like nice to him in my thoughts. That's what I'm trying to get at. I was you can't fool people. People can see through you. I can see through people. And in my thoughts, I was just like, hey, this kid's cool too, you know? And like, I remember thinking those things, and it was like he could hear me thinking them. And maybe not, but as we were, you know, and we spent time in the art class, and I helped him get some clay or do something, or, you know, but he remembered being mean to me earlier in the day, and I was just nice back to him, like, it's okay. Like, I gave him his space, basically. Anyways, on the walk back to the classroom, he's like, Ryan, or Mr. Ryan or whatever, I like you. And he doesn't even like talk like, you know, like it was cool. It was just cool because I had integrity. I just feel like when you do good things in your thoughts, then you can do good things. You can act right, feel right, do right, you know. So it's really important. It starts in our head and our thoughts, our thinking. You know, you can't just say good things but think negative things. You know, they go together. So the whole integrity thing, like, you guys try to think positive thoughts towards people, because you never know what they're going through or whatever. And then, like, don't get latched on to all this stuff out there. Like, so much arguing going on and chaos already. And certain people are very fragile, you know? Some people are fragile and don't do well with all that. And it just gives us anxiety and chaos. And then people blow up, you know? And it's like everybody's got to participate in kind of being good in the classroom, if you feel what I'm saying. Like, you know, we're still all students of life, and we're all learning and growing and going through stuff every day. And, you know, we're not going to get good grades or have good outcomes with bad behavior or arguing in the classroom or not listening or whatever. And it does start inside of your way of thinking. And I hope this stuff makes sense. You know, it's morning. I'm just trying to get a positive message through my little experience. It was just, I could have chose, you know, there's just two forks in the road. I could choose to be negative, or I could choose to be positive. I could choose to be a dick to somebody, or I could choose to be nice to somebody. And you all have the same choice too. You know, maybe you start out with praying. I really like journaling, writing my thoughts down, getting things out, or talking to someone. I got to talk to my therapist yesterday. So that was probably one of the first sessions where I kind of like not lashed out or blew up, but fucking cussed and told her how I was feeling, and it's like, fuck this and fuck that, and then blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I have a therapist. I don't go doing that to my friends anymore, or online anymore, or to my friends, or, in the parking lot before work, seeing a buddy getting gas, like, yeah, blah, 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 fuck it, blah, blah, fuck that. My attitude, my thinking, we got to check that shit, especially if we're parents or if we're, adults. We got to check that way of thinking, especially when people depend on us or are learning from us, or we're leaders, or we're parents or teachers. So, yeah, we will continue to learn new things till the day we die. And you could learn something from a baby. I feel like you could learn more from kids and babies because of their innocence, the way they think, like, okay, for example, my daughter's so interested in this right now. She makes me think. She makes me question reality too. And then, talk about truly questioning reality. My daughter wants to know if God has a dad or a mom or a grandpa. And so these are the ways that kids think. Like, and I used to think that way. Like, our imaginations, like, and then this world is programmed to trap us and dumb us down, and then just look how bad it's got, how divided and separated and messed up, and all the unnatural things towards the human bodies, and the way naturally that we all come together in nature and life. Humans and we're related to animals. We're mammals, Like, look, we've come a long way too. There's some beautiful things too. We've really come a long way in a positive way too. Big time. But just look how bad it's got too. So basically, there goes that choice thing again. And I don't know, back to the whole we the people, or together we are stronger. We're pretty separated and divided, and there's a lot of arguing going on. And if you really can go and look with the eagle eye and get a bigger view, like from up above, and look down, and look down, like, it's crazy. They're not doing this everywhere. So there's some really fucked up, weird shit going on here. And yes, it makes you want to cry out, scream out, yell out. And then the next person's going to scream out and yell out. And then there could be some arguing going on. And then the next thing you know, that anxiety, the stress, and the time of your day that you took to just argue with people online about things that you didn't do, or it's just, come on, let's focus in on what's most important, and then let's make time for some solutions, some shit. What am I going to do? People like me and Scarface would love to just save the world if we could, but it's like, it starts with all of us and our way of thinking. So if maybe I could have an impact on you today, or on y'all or the listeners. Maybe I could, like, make a better choice today. Like that person that you're so pissed off at, pray for them, or don't, but try to resolve it. Or just be the bigger, better person and apologize, even if I don't know. Just do the right thing. Think right. Maybe go get some therapy or some counseling with them, whatever matter it is. Or just don't involve yourself. Just don't comment in on the junk. Like my buddy said, Tyler said, he only posts positive stuff. He said, yeah, if it ain't positive, I don't post it. And anyway, yeah, so like, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. Well, there's still things that need to be said. So I feel like balance is important, discernment, telling the difference between the two, making good choices, choosing your battles, choosing positivity over negativity, choosing love over hate, choosing sobriety over drugs or alcohol, choosing to give someone a chance. Give someone a chance. Forgive somebody. Clean somebody's slate and just break the cycle of hate and chaos and problems, and just break the cycle and forgive it and wash it down the drain and free that person and yourself. It's for you. I'm holding on to it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not practicing what I preach. I pray about it though. I have hate in my heart. I do. And I mean, when I say that, I mean I just watched something today about it that cornered me. It was a message to me. It was just like, forgive 4 people in your life. And it was like a Buddhist monk or something on Instagram. It was like, forgive 4 people in your life. And it said, your parents for this and that, blah, blah, blah. Your worst enemy or something, blah, 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 blah. Your ex-wife or marriage, blah, 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 blah. And then yourself. And that shit pissed me off because I'm not ready to not hate her. Like, I know in my heart that I hate her. But what I do is I release that. I pray about that. You know what I mean? I don't know how to, physically, mentally, spiritually, any way, how to say that I don't hate her. And but the only reason I share this with you is because it does get better, ladies and gentlemen, the more you make a better choice to pray or try to forgive somebody or whatever, like saying the words like, I forgive her. I choke on those words. I may say them, but do I mean them? No. So like, I got to keep it real. But basically, just can't be a hypocrite to you guys. So like, I'm working on that, and freeing yourself from hate and anger is very important, because that hate and that anger is only going to destroy you. It's only going to give you the headache, and they'll just be out there doing whatever they do, happy, getting new houses and cars, getting married, blah, 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 whatever. No one gives a shit. So that hate and that anger, it's only destroying you. That hate and that anger that I have for her is only destroying me. The more I realize it, the more I focus on it, the more like I read stuff. Like, I almost passed that little Buddhist monk message on Instagram, but I did. I swiped away from it, and then I came back to it and forced myself to listen to it. And I'm glad that I did, because it wasn't about them. It's about me. I want to be free. I don't want hate or anger in my heart. I didn't ask for that hate and that anger in my heart. I didn't want those knives in my back. So I got to pull them out somehow, and I've got to focus on positive, love, me. So somehow, some way, I've got to learn to forgive. I've got to learn to let go. And we could do this together, because I can't just ask that of people if I can't do that myself. So we could do that together. So like, it's hard. Whoever it is that you have a hard time forgiving, or whatever it is, just, we got to make the right choices. We got to put our focus on positive stuff. Can't get all wrapped up in all this crazy stuff going on. I mean, look, what do you think that you are going to do. Now, I'm not going to get too involved in all the politics or the chaos out there, but what is it going to do to your day arguing with your coworker or your wife or anybody about what's going on when you and that person that are arguing are not enemies? It's not your quarrel, your beef. You didn't do anything, and you're not doing anything to make it better. And you're just causing yourself anxiety and stress and taking your focus and your time off of what you want to be doing, like your goals or your dreams, or making more money because you're broke and you're poor and you're complaining like me. So look, we just got to put our focus where it needs to go. And man, it's hard. It's easier said than it is done. I could get off this microphone and let somebody get to me, but I'm doing better. And I will say this, it's a lot easier dealing with a chaotic life or world sober. If you're trying to take on this chaotic world with drugs or alcohol, you're going to be in more danger and 10 times worse than you already are. You need all your wits. You need all your wits. You need all your energy, and you need your sleep and your health so that you can maneuver through this chaotic life and maybe still be successful. And the more of that, the more of us doing that, shit, we could change the world together. We could change the world, you guys. We really could. But it takes all of us, if not, most of us, if not all of us, just, the bad guys, once they get cornered out in the room, that's when they throw a tantrum fit or whatever, and they end up slipping off the cliff and fall backwards, and, they're gone. Like, they can't last forever, but we can't keep feeding that fire. You can't feed the enemy's fire for them. That's what the enemy only exists because of that. Like, do you know that? Just the second that you stop putting fuel on that fire, and I mean, don't ever put fuel on that fire ever again. Don't give it energy. Don't talk to it. Don't have anything to do with that enemy, that bad, and it'll go out. It will go out. Or it'll try and go burn somewhere else or do something else and get put out by a firefighter. Anyhow. So, I don't know. I think that today, all of you should focus on something that makes you happy. Find your happy thoughts, whether they're your kids, whether they're, focus on all your stuff you got to be taken care of to stay afloat, to stay on course. What's the next step? How are we going to get through this? Closed mouths don't get fed. If you do need help, you do need to ask, make phone calls, go knocking on a door, go and showing up to places. You cannot sit and dwell. You will just stay in hell. You'll just stay in the darkness. You have to keep going. You have to get up. You have to go. It's hard. You're tired. You don't feel good. You're stressed. You're depressed. You gotta get up. You gotta keep going through that darkness, because you won't see light at the end of the tunnel unless you keep going. You gotta get out of that hole. You gotta get out of that hole. You gotta keep breathing. You gotta keep swimming. You gotta keep going. Just keep going to the next step. And make sure that when you do, don't start, when you do start a new journey or new path, don't try to do too much too fast. You know, be easy on yourself. Love yourself. Get good rest. Eat good. You know, everything is a challenge. Every day is a challenge. There's always something new. Just when you think that you're getting through something, or you paid a bill, or you got through this, or you got through that, there's something, boom, the next day. Or how about life in Grass Valley starts going good for everybody, you know? And then the stupid president, or some idiot out there blows it for all of us, you know? So all you can do really is focus on you and what you can do, you know? I'm just one person. I can't save the world. I can't fix everybody. I can't fix everything. But, you know, I can try to help, you know? When I say call me or reach out if you need help or someone to talk to, I mean that. It's not like I can solve everybody's problems, but I could sit there and communicate with somebody, good positive messages, and tell them, you know, some good advice or what the next step is. Sometimes I'm learning with you. I'm learning together, you know. I love having guests on because I get to learn things. I want more. I want to know more. So life can be exciting. There's too many good things for us out here, ladies and gentlemen, to focus on, rather than focusing on all the trash and all the, I mean, stay tuned in to what's going on in the world. It's not like we want to be blind to it all, and then you know, something happens, we weren't paying attention. You know, pay attention. Just, you know, limit yourself to and don't get into arguing with your friends and your family or your coworkers. You know, it's not that important to fight with your friends and your family and your coworkers. You know, it's okay for us to disagree on things, and it's okay to agree on things. And you know, the sickest part is when it comes down to it and some real crazy shit happens, we agree on a lot. So a lot of people are just playing games, playing in the water, you know, sitting there waiting in the water. You either get in and swim or get out, you know? It's like too many people playing games these days. Man. Too many people stirring shit up playing games. Little devils, little troublemakers, you know? You little troublemakers, I'll tell you what. It's just like I was just with volunteering the other day at the kids' school. By the way, I think every teacher, oh my goodness, I think every teacher out there should have like either 2 backups in the classroom. Some of you teachers are amazing and got it down. Some teachers have that energy that they can handle a classroom full of kids on their own, and I've seen it. But man, I feel so bad. My heart goes out to the teachers, like what they deal with. It's insane. Especially first graders. But yeah, there's the troublemakers, and sometimes I look at kids, and then you go, well, who are their parents? Or what's going on at home? Like, I'd really like to know who their parents are. Like, why is this kid like this? Or what? He's this little gremlin. But then you give him a chance, and then you talk to him. You never know what's going on at home. Just you know, you got a troublemaker at work, or you got a troublemaker around you. Troublemakers. I don't know. What do we do with these troublemakers, you know? Some of them, you just want to stay away from them. Just stay away from them. Like I said, the bad guys, just stay away. And then they end up falling down or learning the hard way. Whatever. But if there's a way to talk to these troublemakers, you know, Like, for example, maybe a couple in the classroom, and I got to say, hey, buddy, pay attention to your teacher. Pay attention. Hey, nope, that's not okay. Stop it. So, like, that stuff only goes so far in life until later on in life, until the troublemakers get older. And I'm sorry to say this, but there's some, not a lot of people believe in this like the old days, but there's some troublemakers out there, and they get older. They're the people just causing problems for everybody. They're the ones that need to get their ass beat in broad daylight in public in front of everybody and dragged around and grabbed up and then handcuffed and then gone and thrown in a fucking cell. Because you know what? Some people need to learn the hard way and learn from and just knock it off. Nope, you cannot be a part of society because you just will not. No, you cannot work here no more. Nope, you're gone. You're fired. Whatever the case may be, some of these troublemakers just need to be put in their place because they are doing damage to a lot of other people. But you, ladies and gentlemen, that is not my place to do that or be that person or your place to do that. That's why we all do need to hold each other accountable. And I've done a lot of damage to myself in my life with my record. And I'm trying to teach my daughter, not to fight or at school. I don't care what anybody says about me with like the whole snitch or rat thing. Like, I don't care what you're talking about. I do not want my daughter or my sons to follow, to go to do what I did as a kid or go through the things that I did. I'm not going to teach them to fight or all those things. Defend themselves? Yes. They're going to know self-defense. They're going to know how to defend themselves, all right. But it's not okay. So, like, it's up to, like, the people like the sheriffs, or you got to call the sheriff, or you got the troublemaker, the bully, the little asshole, somebody's out there harassing people or whatever. You got to hold the law accountable to go do their job. And so that's kind of like rough. And then we got all this fucked up shit going on with whatever that ICE shit is. Like, a lot of shit doesn't really get me pissed off or riled up. And like when you see things like back in the day, like I saw that one guy that, he was a piece of shit. And then anyways, the cops killed him and he held a gun to a pregnant woman's belly, blah, 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 blah. All that. There's a lot of shitty things that happen, and then people it gets all crazy, and all the racist stuff and this and that. And, I stay out of all that crazy shit, but this ICE shit, that shit is horrible. Straight up horrible. Here I am talking about, we need to let the law do their job when it comes to these troublemakers and bad guys and shit. But this shit is crazy, dude. Who are these guys? Who the fuck are these guys walking around places like neighborhoods shooting people? Who in the fuck are those guys? Like, this is bullshit. And this shit is crazy. And it's scary. Our world, it's just crazy. And it's riling people up. And you're getting riled up. But like, yo, I don't know. That's when it's going to come to a thing where we, the people, do need to stick together and take our heads out of our asses. And the more all of us are together, we're going to need to be together. We're going to all need and want to be together and not divided. Shit, that's what they want to do is divide us, dumb us down, numb us up. Because when they do their strike or their come in and whatever, that's when we're not going to be together. We're going to be divided, and then that's when we get conquered. So we do need to stick together. We do need to have compassion for each other and understanding and love and like stick together and be friends with like our local sheriff department and the police department, and we're all live in the community together. All our kids we all need to have barbecues. Yeah, we all need to look out for one another so that when we do see a bad guy or a stranger come into our neighborhood, we can spot them out quick. Get rid of them. And there's pieces of shit crawling in all over the place into our beautiful little town and everywhere. There's bad guys everywhere. And we do need to be alert and stick together, but we can't We can't fight and argue about all this crazy stuff. Come on. Like, I know I'm all over the place, but it's like I see this, and that. And a lot of this, some of the stuff I'm seeing is true. But it's like, okay, well, why are you posting that on Facebook? I think that your message, what you're saying, you need to be one of the people going and getting involved. You seem to be really knowledgeable about this stuff, sir. Go get involved for us. Speak up for us. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start or what to say. I'm not educated on all the politics shit. All I know is I'm an American. And I think, just like I was talking about earlier with children, the way children think, like, I still have I'm not saying a childlike mind, but I still have an imagination. I'm still smart and tuned in. I'm not brainwashed, and I won't be brainwashed. Like, this is bullshit. We're Americans. Like, what is this whole blood and crip Democrat Republican bullshit? Like, what? Like, none of you guys should be allowed to be leaders. You're all horrible leaders. You're all just greedy money, business, fucking shut up. Like scumbags. You are. You know it. I know it. They know it. How do we take them out of power and put good, honest, honorable, righteous people in power? I don't know. Do you? Because we would have already done that. There's just evil, corrupted stuff. So, yeah, if you're smart and you're educated, get involved. Please, by all means, involve yourself. Go fight for us. Go get involved. We need more of that. Like, you know, I got some of my buddies' kids going and joining the military and the army. I mean, we do need to stay up on our country and this and that, but not in a sick, evil way, you know? There's so much sick, evil, corrupt shit. And then we're all divided? Come on now. So basically, I'm just saying, dude, take your head out of your ass. Be friend. Let's all get along. Let's all be mature. Let's all figure out some solutions. You know, don't forget the part I said about forgiveness, like squash and beat, breaking the cycle. Okay, this shit's just going to keep spinning and spinning and spinning until it gets out of hand. Or you could stop it from spinning and let there be peace, you know? Or let there be a solution, you know? You know, I feel hope with my hate and my anger because I hated my son's mom. And I'm talking hated her to the point where I wished that she would die. And that's just fucking horrible, right? And today I get along with her great. Matter of fact, she's my friend, you know? I don't hate her for a second. She's very good to my son and my daughter. God bless her, you know? So I know that there's hope with me. But yes, my hate for my daughter's mom is real. And I'll just stop right there. But there's hope. But I'm the only one that can do it, y'all. I'm the one that's got to face me. I'm the one that's got to do it right here with me. I can't depend or rely on anybody else to make decisions for myself or make the right choices. You know, it starts with me and it starts with you. And it affects me. So, of course, I got to figure the me out. And you got to figure the you out. And, you know, forgiveness is, if you give it a try, it is such a beautiful thing because it's blocking you. It's blocking you from things that you'll never see, beautiful things in life that you'll never see until you do. And I know that for a fact. And when you do, it's not even really about the forgiving of that. Well, yes, it is. It's 100% is about forgiving that person, truly. But when you do, you will realize, you will recognize, and you will know what it did for you. It frees you. It frees you to the point where it's like a part of your body or an organ that you did not feel anymore comes back, and you're like, oh, life. I remember this. But anyhow, yeah, shut the fuck up. Quit arguing and fighting. I'm sick and tired of hearing that shit. Man, I'm gonna, and I pat myself on the back. I've thanks to my journaling. Thanks to my journaling and my notes, I'm able to go back and see some progress with myself that nobody else sees, nobody else cares, but I know now. So I'm proud of myself for a lot of things, and I'm the one that's the most hardest on myself. I'm the most hardest person on myself ever. I'm like my worst enemy. I see it now, and I've started to learn self-love and what it means and why it is, and like truly understanding it. And it's a trip. It's almost like, and I'm not there yet. Like Ryan is making friends with Ryan. That some people out there say one of you's got to die. And that's the opposite. And I'm sorry, but that's the opposite with me. And I know a lot of people disagree. But in this, no, I'm learning to be friends. There's two of me. Until me and me can become friends again and squash our beef, then, and when we do, then yes, then we become one. But I can't kill. There ain't no. Ohana. This means family. No one gets left behind. I just don't understand the concept of that. Like leaving someone behind shit. Just like my mom and my dad, when they got a divorce, the whole idea of God or the devil, it's like there's always one side that's going to get left out, And that's why I'm working on what I'm trying to explain. Balance, love, peace, creating a friendship within, love within, right? All these people talk about that self-love shit, and I'm finally starting to get it. So don't tell me one of me's got to die. Because if that's like saying I'm half a man or whatever. That's like killing part of me. And I get it. I know what I get it, but at the same time, we must. It's just like the two dog thing, in the Native American Indians saying thing. It's like the two dogs. The dog that you feed the mean dog, it'll bite you, or whatever. You feed the good dog or whatever. And anyways, so like I've been spending time with the bad dog and the good dog. Like that bad dog, he's not trying to bite me no more. That bad dog has been abused and hurt and backed up into a corner, scared, no trust. That dog isn't growling no more. He ain't biting nobody. And I still give focus to the good dog. Before you know it, those two dogs will won't be separated. They'll become one. They'll become brothers. So, and that is my new alias, Two Dogs. That's what all my music's gonna be. Two dogs. And we gotta you just can't leave that out. When you don't attend to that that other side, or that it's still there. Just like okay, perfect example. You know how there's the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder? It's just like that. They ain't going nowhere. So you might as well learn them both. You might as well have respect for both, understanding for both, yin and yang, balance. It's like the justice scales. Like, if one is outweighing the other, or it's just like carrying groceries, You leave in the grocery store with your bags of groceries, and if you got all the weight in one arm, versus evening it out, you're going to have a sore arm or pull a muscle in your back trying to carry it all in just that one arm. You got to carry another bag in the other arm, You got to balance it out. And because it ain't going nowhere. Your demon, your whatever you want to call it, it ain't going nowhere. Just like back to that hate and that anger in my heart towards my ex, like, I gotta fucking solve it. I've got to give it to God, or pray about it, or learn it, educate myself on it, or just vacate it completely. Write something down. Burn it. I don't know. Our focus is important. Focus is the key word. Your focus. Where are you going to put your focus? Your focus connects to time, ticking on a clock left in your life. However old you are. And in life, there's death. So throw that into the equation. Now, you never know how much time we got left. Some of us could be gone tomorrow. Some of us could be gone next week. You never know. So focus. Focus on what needs to be focused on with the time that you have left in this life. I'm scared to death. Come Monday, I find out if a lot, or if, it might just be the worst or the best. And I'll tell you what, though, my focus, I'm focused on what I need to do. And just, I'm 42 years old, right? And with whatever life I have left, and with what I know now and what I've learned, I am putting my feet down. I'm standing my ground. And I will live the rest of this life a sober, healthy, happier man. I want different things. I'm coming back to my roots. I do not, with therapy and with journaling, with all these things, I've gone back in time. I had to go back and find him. And recently, my brother Neil Daly and me had to talk about things, and those conversations helped add to these skills that I used. But I had to go back in time and find him. Who? Me. That's who. I had to go back in time and find him. I had to go back and find Ryan, myself, in time. I remember now. I remember who I am. I remember him. I remember me now. And now I get to see all the defense mechanisms and all of the shields that I've had, and all the tools and all the manipulative skills and lies and survival tactics that I've had for years now. Things that aren't me, things that I've blended in with groups or whatever to fit in or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I know who I am, and I know who I'm not. And now I just have to balance that all out and blend that in and regroup and reconfigure things and just readjust and refocus. And it's an everyday task, and it's actually exciting. It's exciting getting your life back. I don't know if anybody out there knows what I mean by that or wants that or has had that or understands that, but it's so fucking exciting getting your life back. Some of you don't even know what the fuck that means, but I had to go back and find me. How? I just had to go back and find me. For example, my parents divorced in 7th grade. Started fighting around 6th grade. But before all that, and I struggled with some things in school with peers and this and that, trying to fit in, or the whole social thing with kids and stuff at school. But and I had lots of friends, but yeah, I remember before school, kindergarten even, just being at home, me and my little brother. I remember life with a mom and a dad and a little brother and just family. So I remember my pure happiness, and I'm talking, there's video footage of me dancing on top of a table with on the bird cage with my birds, and my just a ball of joy, like Ocean, my daughter is. And so I had to realize what the fuck damaged me, and I'm talking a lot, but I had to go back and find him and realize that school, and then bullies, and then later in life, actually, bullies came into my life, not at Union Hill School. Bearcats were my people. My parents started to divorce. Zach, my best friend Zach's parents divorced. And me and him just fucking struggled. We broke windows out at the school. Me and him got separated. I went to Lyman Gilmore, where I met my next new best friend, Chris Riley, which, by the way, he said he's going to come and be a guest on here. So I went from Union Hill School to Gilmore, and that's when I met Chris. We'll get into that, but bullies started around Lyman Gilmore. And that's when I brought a gun to school. But anyways, we'll get into that later. But then, just life. Juvenile hall. Jail. Prison. And I remember where it started. The loss of my family and who I am. Tupac went and got Thug Life tatted on his belly. I got family tatted on my belly. That's what I represent in my life, family. Just that's what happened to me. I lost my fucking family. And then I lost, and then you try to heal all those things once you meet a woman and have kids of your own, and then it's now nobody can fuck with me. I got my family. And then I can teach these fucking parents and all these people what family means through my family. Show them how the fuck it's supposed to be done. And then you lose that family. And then you barely survive it. And then somehow, some way, end up meeting someone else with kids, whatever, and then having another family. Thinking that everything's okay. Buy a house. Buy property, buy a house, have kids, you name it. And then you lose that family. So yeah, I'm fucked up. But I had to go back and find him because now I know who I am. I'm a family man. I will rebuild my family. I will rebuild myself, and I will rebuild my family. That's who the fuck I am as a family man. I'm a dad. I'm a son. I'm a brother. I'm an uncle. I'm a nephew. I'm a grandson. I'm a family man. And I treat my friends like they're family. That's what it's all about. Family. Community. Village. How's the village out there doing? Hopefully this village can stick together and be a strong village. Hopefully we can all get along, do the right thing, swallow our pride. Don't say certain shit to certain people. Don't say certain mean things. Don't voice in on the trash. Don't talk shit to your brother or your friend or your fellow human being because of what you're watching on social media. Don't you two bicker and fight and fuss. You know? Focus. Just focus. Look. Family is everything, you guys. And sometimes we lose family members. But that doesn't mean that the family is, look. My mom, my dad, my brother, my family, I got now it's just me, my daughter, my son. Now lately I've been making a point to talk to my dad. And my dad hasn't been stubborn, so my dad, he even says I love you back to me on the phone when we get off the phone. And sometimes I get off the phone and cry because that feels so good. I hate when I'm not getting along with a family member. I hate when I'm not getting along with a friend. I hate when there's bad blood or quarrels. Recently, I disrespected some. I felt disrespected first, but who cares? Recently, I snapped at a couple people and chewed them out. Gave them the good old Ryan Doty cussed them out, whatever. But I immediately, quickly felt bad. And I did apologize. Whether they take it or leave it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but I stumbled. You stumble, you fall. Just get back up. Yeah, I got some scrapes on me and a little blood coming off of me, but it'll heal. I'll wash it off, and it'll. Time's a healer. Shouts out to Donovan. No, not my brother, big brother Donovan Chilton. Shouts out to Donovan Chilton too, but shouts out to Donovan. Just send out a shout out to him. Good friend of mine, and I snapped on him over some dumb shit, but I had to really look into it. Mad. Okay, I get it. So anyways, whether it's embarrassing or not, ladies and gentlemen, you can start somewhere. So you got to focus on forgiveness, or you got to focus on squashing shit. Well, you guys, if there's somebody out there right now that, you feel that you owe an apology to, or they owe you an apology, don't expect or ask for an apology. But if you feel like you owe one to someone, or you've wronged them, it's so relieving and rewarding to just do it, especially if you know you're wrong. And if you're not wrong, but you feel like that could be a bridge to what they needed to hear or solve something, just be the bigger, better person and say, you know what? Hey, whatever. I apologize. All right. And I don't want to, or I'm not your enemy. I don't want to have bad blood. Or, hey, this is eating at me. How can we fix it? Can we fix it? But sometimes you just need to let things go. And then again, there's those troublemakers that there's no seeing eye to eye or communicating to. You just stay away from them. And yes, there are those bad guys out there that need to go bye-bye. And that's not our job. So if you're uncomfortable or you grew up thinking you're a tough guy or a badass or a gangster or a mobster, you ain't shit, punk. You're born in grass. You ain't nothing. You're a joke. I know people that will eat you up. My point being is, just, man. See, I'm choking on words. I'm trying not to say the wrong thing. Almost got a little negative there. Anyways, see, right there. Just focus on man. How do you think you're so tough and so gangster to where you couldn't do the right thing and call 911 instead of taking it into your hands and then going and fucking someone up, and then now you've got charges? We got a lot of funk and bullshit. We got to fix things. We got to make it easier for people to feel comfortable to call the fucking police if they've got to. I mean, some people might not like the sound of what I'm saying, but like, yo, just, if you want to be a cop, then go fucking be a cop. Go sign up, go to the fucking academy and be a fucking cop. You know what I mean? If you think that you're going to do things your way. You know what I mean? If you're going to help. If you want to help out, go do that. But you ain't helping out. The other day, I had to do some shit that was uncomfortable and I ain't never had to do before. I ain't never had to call 911 or whatever, and I had to do a citizen's arrest, and that shit was uncomfortable, but now I know where I stand. Like I said, I'm a dad. I'm not, look, dude, we all know you don't want to arouse my anger. Like, that's because, look at me, like, all that anger and pain that just comes from a place of like I said, I had to go back and find myself. Like, what is that going to do? Put me in prison or jail or dead. So the goal, ladies and gentlemen, isn't war or fighting or go and get the bad guy, or go kill or go fuck somebody up. It's not. They have people for that. Like, there's the bad guys, they get arrested, they go to jail, whatever. We get rid of them. Some of them go to jail and they get rehabilitated. They learn how to become better people and get released into society, not troublemakers no more. And then there's lots of programs for them to get help. But, and I've got to give some people some chances too. There's some people out there that, I hear everything. I know what's going on. And even though, they fucked up so many times, I've fucked up. People can change. And I'll love them from afar. I'll pray for them, and I'll love them from afar. And people can change. But that's when you give people that space, see their progress and grow. That's on them. That's their thing. That's their journey. And you got to give people a chance, but if they're trying, if they're doing better. But yeah, there's a place and time for everything. Everybody's got to focus on what they got to focus on. If it ain't your job, don't, mind your business. Do your job. Stay in your lane. Focus on your stuff. Focusing on your task and your kids and whatnot, and try to be nice. Yeah, and then let's see here. For those of you that would like to come be a guest, not only would we love to have you on here, but this podcast is also a good way to leave your voice, you know, to leave your voice. I don't want to say that in a bad or a scary negative way, but I did have a rest in peace episode, and we are going to have another one that's better with some people on here with me. We're going to do a little justice and have a topic that goes with it. But, come, we don't live forever. We could have, hey, shh. We could have somebody come on and bless this microphone and give us a good hour and a half or 2 hours of their time and have great conversations. And and what if you don't? What if we lose you? What if we lose you, or what if something happens, At least we could come back and listen. This is a good place to come have an episode with on the Welcome to Grass Valley podcast, and some positive stuff, some good stories, memories, history, educate us on something we didn't know, or to just talk about life. I welcome you to come join the podcast. Still looking for a lady co-host. I really think that that's important for this podcast, to have a woman. And we'll get that. We'll get her. We'll find one. Someone to have good conversations with. Get to hear their side of things. Add to the table a woman's voice. So it's real simple. So I guess I'll just continue to say that until we find one. Let's see here. Yeah, come be a guest. I got a guest coming today. I got guests. They're just people are busy, flaky, whatever. We'll get to them. Also, if anything happens, I got my brother Max and Gary, who will run this podcast. Keep it going for Grass Valley. Let's see here. I got notes. What's in my notes over here? Influence. Things that are good, things that are bad. People that are bad for you, people that are good for you. Influence. Okay. That could be a whole nother topic. But yeah. Just be careful, folks, with what you do with your time. What you focus on. Focus on what needs to be focused on. With the rest of the life that I have, I want to, all my goals and dreams, I'm going to go after them. I'm going to do them. Scratch things off the list. Some of them just to say that I did them. Some of them I'm going to, do a little bit more music. Just get some things off my chest and work hard towards the things I want. They're not going to just appear or happen. You got to go after them daily. So, and it's not like I'm getting any younger. So just exercising, eating healthier, being more careful. The other day I was running down through the woods, and I'm getting older, and I almost gouged my eye out by some shit. So just go a little slower. Pay attention on the road, y'all. Don't try to rush through things. Slow is the new fast. I'll tell you what. What I mean by that is, for example, if I'm doing my dishes angry or trying to do something fast, I might break a dish and cut myself. If I'm angry, or if I'm trying to speed up and go somewhere fast, you could crash into the back of somebody if they pump their brakes. My dad always used to tell me, drive safe, drive slow, and you'll get there. you know? You could be driving fast, try to pass somebody and crash and die and kill somebody else. So just, you know, just trying to have as many positive messages as I can while you're listening. Hope you guys all have a good day. Remember what I said. Focus on good stuff. Be nice. Be respectful. Have manners. Look ahead. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes peeled. Pay attention. Focus. Be nice. Be respectful. Do the right thing. All right. I'm going to get up out of here, but before I do that, I'm going to pull you a medicine card. And I don't know what we're going to pull, but I just know it's going to be good, real good. I know it's going to make perfect sense to you and help you in your day. You know, life can be beautiful. It can. They say it's what we make it. Lately, I say that's bullshit. You could try and make it good and somebody will make it bad for you. So you got to go harder. You got to be stronger, smarter. Keep your head up, stay focused. That's why you got to have all your wits, stay sharp. Don't be wasting money on drugs and alcohol, and don't be ruining your body. It's crazy. You'll wake up one morning and be like, "What? What did I do? How did I do that? How did I waste away all?" And better do that shit before it's too late. Before it's too late. Shit. I'm doing push-ups. And my right shoulder right here. Oh, man, I'm getting old. But just got to stretch it out. Be good. If I was drinking or if I was doing drugs or if I was being lazy or not doing push-ups, just be rotting away. What do we got here? Ooh, the raccoon. The raccoon. I don't remember what the raccoon is all about. That's a trip. I do not remember what the raccoon is. But I love raccoons. All right, y'all. Here we go. Raccoon. Raccoon. Protector of the underdog, provider for those who have none. Do you wear the bandit's mask to hide the good deeds that you've done? Teach me to turn away from rich rewards or worldly acclaim, knowing that my generosity allows my warrior spirit to be reclaimed. Oh, shit. This already has everything to do with what we've been talking about. I'm telling you, these animal medicine cards come to life. Here we go. Hang on. Raccoon carries the medicine of the protector of the underdog and provider for the young, infirm, and elderly, often called Little Bandit. By Southern tribes, this Robin Hood of the animal kingdom. Oh, I love this already. I'm going to start all the way over. Raccoon. Raccoon carries the medicine of the protector of the underdog and provider for the young, infirm, and elderly. Often called Little Bandit by Southern tribes, this Robin Hood of the animal kingdom teaches us about generosity and caring for others. When Raccoon comes your way, you are being asked to contact your inner warrior, to become a protector and generous provider for those in need. Raccoon medicine people have the uncanny ability to assist others without allowing them to become victims or dependents. Like the tribal chiefs of old, raccoon tends to the needs of the tribe before taking anything for itself. A troop of raccoons scouting for food is often a hilarious exercise in generosity. After rolling in the cornmeal or flour, they finally settle on their favorite morsels, giving the best tidbits to their lookout. Raccoons leave a watcher behind when raiding a campsite or mountain cabin, usually the dominant male. He is always fed first by the other raiders to honor his vigilance as the group's protector. This uncommon lack of greed is as rare in the world of humans as it is the rest of the animal world. While other creatures fight one another for the best of a kill, raccoon teaches the universal law of giving back to the source of your strength, guidance, and protection. You are also reminded that benevolence and generosity come around full circle to reward the giver. If raccoon wandered into your cards today, the little bandit may be telling you to look around and see who needs your strength at this time. Speak up in defense of another instead of remaining silent when others are gossiping. Maybe it is time to share the bounty of your time, energy, or possessions with the less fortunate. But remember to help those in need develop their own protector and provider skills. In all cases, raccoon asks that you honor yourself and others equally. Provide for your own needs, or your well will be dry, and when you choose to give. Provide for your own needs, or your well will be dry when you choose to give generously. Chiefs earn their eagle feathers when they promote every human's right to self-dignity. Acting in this manner brings that same honor to yourself and to your family. Okay, contrary. If raccoon has appeared in the reverse position, you may be robbing yourself of much needed strength at this time. Do you need an attitude adjustment? If you are wasting energy on self-pity, feeling like an underdog, do something nice for someone else. The change of focus could create more self-esteem. Observing the authentic needs in others' situation absolves self-pity. True that. Another contrary message is denying the need to be generous or compassionate with yourself. In this case, you may not be providing enough workable options to solve your present challenges. If you are feeling drained, it may be time to receive the gratitude of those you have helped in the past. If you have been giving too much and have forgotten to honor your own needs, raccoon could be telling you to steal some time to be alone. The little bandit also reminds you to keep watch for takers, who never gives back. Keep yourself from feeding others who are too needy or too greedy. Balanced raccoon medicine does not waste its generosity on those who refuse to help themselves or are too lazy to contribute or learn self-reliance. Hey, well, one more thing before I go. You know, when I said I found myself, I found an old memory of myself, and that old memory of myself reminded me of who I am and how far I've come. And, you know, that little me, like that ball of love that wants to just love everybody and share with everybody and care about everybody. I'm seeing that in my daughter, Ocean. She's a little girl version of me. And so she's reminded me of who I am. And I get to open up the doors to a lot now, to bring back myself, to bring back me, to love me, to guide me back to a better life, because nobody else is going to give myself a better life or do anything for me but me, you know? Got to change our own diapers, folks. You got to go back, find out who you are. I love how Joe Rogan always talks about, I mean, he didn't steal this from me, but I thought about this before I ever heard him say it on his podcast. I always imagine people as babies or as kids. I do. Especially since I had a daughter, I imagine I've learned a lot more about women with my daughter. Just having from birth, just having a beautiful little baby girl and raising her until now. And I'm just like, wow. I only had boys at first, but it's like, that little child, you know what I mean? You guys got to go back and find that. Like I was in the classroom with my daughter and all these kids, and it's like, I remember like all my homies, like we were this little, and look what they turned into. Like I remember Johnny Voles. He was a little freckled nose face kid, little dude, and Eric Jardina and Ben and Bill, the twins, and Anthony Brock and Matt Halverson and Brady McCollum. Oh my God, like Blair Plunkett and just all my Bearcat buddies in school. Like, man, I know I'm leaving somehow. Like my best friend Zach Patton and shit. Just like all of us, like just looking at these little kids and wondering what they're gonna grow up to be, And we want them to grow up to be the best future and generations, right? So like we got to be the best us so that we could teach them to be the best them. So like everything I'm saying, like stay focused, think positive, be good, cheer up, keep your head up, do the right thing, stop fighting, shut the fuck up if you're arguing about this politics shit. We're Americans. Be good and just like try and look at people like when they were little babies or little kids and realize that whatever's happened to them since they were those little kids in first grade or whatever, those little innocent kids that haven't made no mistakes, that haven't done no damage to no one or themselves or nothing. Like you look at them, protect them. We have to protect them. We have to protect the new generation, the youth. We got to protect them so that they don't have to go through what we went through. And we can't shelter them. We got to teach them the truth and the right things. But give people a chance, because that person was just a little innocent kid. And this world done fucking did that to him. So we, ladies and gentlemen, we must go back and find ourselves. Some people don't have to go as far back as I did, but I had to go back and find myself. And I love that. I love that boy. He's a good kid. And I know who he is. And I know that he means well. And I know what this world has done to him. Because I'm him. I'm me. And now I don't have to feel none of that shit. Because now I have kids of my own that need me to protect them. And we learn from it. We learn from our mistakes, ladies and gentlemen, and we grow. We gotta. Today's a new day. You're forgiven. I forgive you. Forgive yourself. I forgive myself. Forgive somebody. Free yourself. Free someone else. Be at peace. Have a beautiful day. Stay focused. God bless you.